Hello. For this lesson, we're going to be multiplying fractions. We're going to be multiplying fractions both algebraically and by modeling. So start off with modeling. I've drawn a rectangle. Don't use circles. Circles are unpredictable. Rectangles are nice and firm for you. When I have my rectangle, I'm going to take my first fraction and divide my rectangle by the denominator. This one says fourths, so I'm going to divide my rectangle into fourths by the columns. And it says shade in 1/4. So I'm going to take my pen and shade in 1/4 of my rectangle. My second fraction says to divide my rectangle into thirds. So I'm going to go horizontally and divide into 3 parts. So I've got 1 part, 2 parts, 3 parts. And it says to shade in 2/3 of the entire rectangle. So I've got 1/3 and then 2/3. And then what I'm looking for in my answer are areas in my rectangle that have been shaded by both parts, both fractions. And I can see that this section here has both shadings, and this section here has both colors as well. Meaning that my answer are 2 parts out of the entire 12. And when you simplify that, I know they have 2 as a common factor, which is going to equal 1/6. Algebraically, all you have to do with multiplying fractions is to multiply straight across. So the numerator times the numerator and denominator times the denominator. And that equals 2/12 as well, simplified into 1/6. Let's go to our second problem. This problem is 2/3 of 3/4. What you need to know is of represents multiplication as well. So when you see of, multiply. So 2/3 of 3/4, I'm going to divide my fraction by the first denominator, and it says into thirds. So I've got 3 parts, and it says to shade in 2 parts. So that's 1 part and 2 parts. My second one says to divide it into fourths. So I'm going to go horizontally again. So 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and then 4/4. And I shade in 3 parts out of 4. So 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. And again, I'm looking for areas of the picture that have been shaded by both colors. And I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 areas, 6 parts have been shaded by both colors. So 6 parts out of 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times 3 is 12. So 6 parts out of 12, which reduces down to 1/2 when you divide by 6, because they both have a 6 in common. And that gets my answer of half of them are shaded by both. Now, when I multiply algebraically, again, it's 2/3 times 3/4. Multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators. So 6/12, again, simplifies, reduces to 1/2. And a new color. All right, let's try some for yourself. I'm going to put a couple problems up for you to practice with. Three-fifths times 1/2. 6/8 times 2/3. 3/4 of 1/3. And let's do one more. 2/5 times 2/4. And that's multiplying fractions.